Hello, babies. It's golden hour. It's almost night time. And I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. Can you see my friend Gladys back there? That's Gladys. She's not scary either. And that's what our book is called today. I'm not scary. Halloween stuff can be good time. It doesn't have to be scary. I'll tell you what's scary is this pumpkin spice stuff. Y'all, the pumpkin spice just keeps coming. This looks like a granola bar. Okay, so we're going to give the granola bar. And I don't even have a chaser, so I hope it's not too horrible before we read our book. Hey, kitties. We got the Hot Squad kitties. You see little Ho-Ho's tail up by? I can just smell it so strong. It's not horrible. It's not good, but it's not horrible. You know, I think my favorite pumpkin spice thing so far has been the Tasty Cake donuts. And I didn't think I liked them, but I'm going to go on and be honest with you. That whole the whole bag of donuts is gone. There's no donuts left, so I guess I really did like them. So, this is the new book. I actually bought this at the Walmart all by myself. I'm Not Scary, and it's got a bat. Mimzie likes bats. I told you my bat story, didn't I? I'm not scared. Let's get some. There's a scarecrow right here getting into my personal space. Can't decide where to get. All right. Deep in a forest, in a gnarly old oak tree, lived a lonely little bat. The forest was so dark and his tree was so gnarly, no one ever dared visit him. How lonesome. But low-key, I'd live there. So every night when bats came out to play, Bat would fly off in search of a friend. Yeah, whenever I've seen bats, there's always there's more than one bats. There's that bridge in Austin where they come out in the millions. Carlsbad Caverns, the millions. The end of my street, a whole bunch. He'd swoop from house to house across the forest. But the other animals were terrified when they saw his shadow. "It's a monster!" squeaked the mice. "Hide!" cried the squirrels. Squirrels would be the dramatic ones. But Beady, the little bear, peeped. Beady? Okay. The little bear peeped out nervously. "I bet the monster eat bears for breakfast," she said. Hey, but their bear just... Never mind, this is rated G for everyone. And Bat would fly home again alone. Poor Bat. That bat in North Arkansas, that bear in North Arkansas, you don't want to be friends with him anyway. Back in his cozy home, Bat would cheer himself up by baking. Angie, he's a baker. He just loved making delicious things to eat. Night after night, he'd bake cakes and pies and buns for visitors that never came. Oh, that is so sad. Mimzie has lots of baking friends. Angie and Shannon and my Piper, they all like to bake. Mimzie doesn't want to do any of that. And Michelle, she bakes sourdough bread, and I love to eat that. One autumn day, the other animals were gathering food for the winter. Everyone was busy filling baskets with apples and nuts and berries. I love apples and nuts and berries. I'm going to... Roden calls all the berries. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, they're all berries. And he's not wrong. But until he calls the grapes berries. And grapes are not actually berries. "I'm going to pick the most," said Beady. She grabbed the biggest basket and set off into the forest. "Don't go too far," called the others. "Remember the monster?" Ma'am. So rude. Such a disregard for personal space. But Beady was already on her way. She's a cute little girl. She picked more and more and walked deeper into the forest. We know how that turned out for Little Red Riding Hood. She didn't even notice that it was getting dark. Ooh. But then she came to the biggest gnarliest old oak tree she'd ever seen. it was the perfect tree for a monster to live in. If I was a monster, I would live there. If I was a Mimzie, I would live there. A monster who ate bears for breakfast. In fact, she could smell cooking now. Oh, but that's not bear. That's good stuff. I want to go to Bat's house for a snacky snack. Beatty was, and I bet that Bat does not make pumpkin spice stuff unless it's a pumpkin pie. Beatty was I'm so sorry, that name is just tricking me up. I'm gonna call it Betty. I know that's not right, but I just feel I can't say Beatty or Beatty we're just gonna say Betty. So we're gonna call this bear Betty. Betty was about to run when she realized the monster's cooking smelled rather good. Fresh bread and apple pies. Her tummy rumbled and she thought, perhaps I could just climb up and take a look. I have to say that in Pooh Bear's voice. Betty had a rumbly in her tumbly. Perhaps I could just climb up and take a look. Perhaps I could have just a small smeckle of honey. You with me? All right, so that little hand coming in. Looks like Bigfoot. Bat was startled to hear a sound outside his house. Did he have a visitor? Then a huge furry paw reached through his window. Bat squeaked in fear. Eek! I would squeak in fear if a huge furry paw came in my window, because I live in Arkansas. Never mind, we rated G for everyone. The monster, cried Betty, and she tumbled down with a bump. See Betty tumbling? Then a voice called. I got some granola talking smack to me. Excuse me. Are you all right? Said a tiny little bat. Fluttered over her head. The editor in me wants to. Are you all right? I was running from the monster, said Betty. Bat sighed. I wish they'd stop saying that about me. There isn't any monster. There's only me. No one ever wants to be my friend. They're all too scared. I'll be your friend, said Betty. She was wondering what they could play when Bat said, do you like baking? I like to eat somebody else's baking. Fairy tale people, they make some good stuff too. Chocolate chip sourdough muffins. Yeah, them fairy tale folks know what they're doing. Next morning, Betty's friends were very worried. She'd been gone all night. What if she met the monster? They raced through the forest following her paw prints. We're coming, Betty, they cried. Her friends are on the rescue. I love it when we see good friends showing up. We'll save you. We'll find you. Those squirrels are there for it. Squirrel riding the fox with the fishnet. I don't know what the fishnet's going to do, but I'm going to sit over here and mind my business. Suddenly, they spotted Betty's basket and all the food she'd gathered. This must be the monster's house, and they could smell cooking. The monster's cooking. The monster's eating Betty for breakfast, cried the mice. Oh, silly mice. Fox banged on the door. Monster, give us our friend back. Then everyone howled and squeaked and made such a hullabaloo they didn't hear the window open. That's a good word. Mimzie likes that word. Hullabaloo. Out peeped Betty's head. Betty, you're safe. We thought you'd met the monster. Well, I have, said Betty. In fact, he's coming down right now to let you in. The animals gasped. You want to do that again? The animals gasped. And then laughed. That's not a monster. That's a tiny little bat. Bat looked at the crowd of animals and smiled. I think we're going to need a lot more cake. I wonder what kind of cake it is. Mimzie's ready for her snacky snack. You know, it's not a granola bar. So everyone crowded into Bat's house, and together they baked and laughed, and Bat shared his best recipes. Oh, doesn't that sound like a good time? That sounds like a good time. That night, and many nights after, the animals feasted by the beautiful, gnarly oak tree. I like that gnarly oak tree. We used to have one in my backyard, but it fell on my house. And they always loved to tell their favorite story of the scary monster, the brave bear, and the friendly little bat who loved to bake. I wonder who that was. No, I'm just kidding. And that is the end. And bats are not scary. The only thing you need to worry about with a bat is if you find one on the ground, because that's not where bats should be. So if you ever see a bat on the ground, don't mess with it. Tell a grown-up, because that bat is sick. Bats can't even get up off the ground because that's not how they roll. Anyway, I just love a good bat story and a Halloween story. Did you like it, Gladys? Gladys enjoyed it thoroughly. Anyway, don't forget though, this is important, okay? Eyes. Mimzie loves you.